démocratique en Afrique. La démocratie, ça, d'abord, c'est quoi? C'est laisser les populations choisir leurs mandataires pour gérer leur pays et leurs biens. L'ayant compris, les dictateurs africains ils verrouillent au niveau de l'élection pour que l'expression populaire, l'expression du peuple, soit vissée complètement au départ. Et pour que les élections n'aient qu'un seul logiciel qui répète inlassablement à la sortie que c'est la même personne qui est là et qu'on aura à la subir jusqu'à la lie. Parce que c'est la même personne qui a cassé le mur de la séparation des pouvoirs et qui gère le législatif, l'économique, l'administration, l'exécutif, la justice, et que la personne qui va...
Je m'en voudrais de vous laisser partir de ce plateau sans avoir le sens exact de cette métaphore que vous avez répétée au moins ça 2 fois ici. Vous avez dit, on va mettre du nucléaire dans nos 2 réacteurs. Cette métaphore envoie quoi? Est-ce qu'on peut savoir ce que vous voulez dire exactement? Pour parler des solutions, peut-être j'ai failli emprunter à l'histoire, la solution finale avec la Deuxième Guerre mondiale. Vous pouvez faire allusion à quoi exactement?
Alors, depuis un certain temps, vous constaterez comme nous qu'il y a des pôles politiques sous-jacents. On ne va pas contourner les choses. On parle de franquistes. Vous êtes au courant au moins.
Et des fermentistes.
Vous avez des réseaux. Alors, donc, une série de réseaux, on dit non, ça c'est le réseau de Ngongo. Ah bon, ça c'est Ngongo, oui, mais là, ça doit être Moutazé. Donc, on les regarde, on les observe. L'objectif c'est quoi? Le projet c'est quoi, comme on dit? C'est gouverner encore après bien. C'est ça? Et vous pensez donc que nous on va s'asseoir là et à manger des cacahuètes?
Et donc vous voulez ressusciter cette déclaration du ministre Amadou Ali,
oui,
repris par les cadres de Wikileaks en 2011, qui disait tant que le président Biya est là, nous, dans le Nord, on va lui apporter son soutien. Mais le jour où il passera, qu'il sache que le pouvoir reviendra dans le Grand Nord du Cameroun. C'est bien ça.
Bon, Amadou Ali a fait son temps. Il faut le laisser où il est. Il a fait ce qu'il pouvait. Et c'est pas d'Amadou Ali qu'il s'agit. Nous, c'est autre chose. C'est-à-dire qu'il y a un jeu trouble qui est en train d'être mis par des mains noires que vous ne verrez pas. Ces gens existent bel et bien. Et comme nous, ils vivent sous le soleil, comme nous, ils mangent, ils boivent. Donc on peut percevoir leurs faits et gestes. Nous nous rendons donc compte que pendant que le président Biya est encore là, il y a donc une mécanique qui est en train de vouloir donc récupérer les restes du pouvoir pour s'asseoir dessus et attendre donc son départ pour reconquérir le pouvoir. C'est de mon analyse et de quelques amis. Et c'est ça qui nous fait rigoler en fait.
Et quel...
Le problème des crises anglophones au grand remède.
Dialogue?
Non. On va dialoguer avec qui? Dis-moi, qui est leur leader? Il faut quand même des forces en présence. Si on se rend au sud-ouest ou au nord-ouest sur le théâtre des opérations, comme on dit, de l'autre côté, c'est qui? C'est les banquiers. Et la plupart même ne sont pas camerounais. Parce que quand vous voyez la brutalité avec laquelle ils égorgent des hommes en tenue, on vous égorge, on enlève les intestins, on attache sur votre cou. Je ne vois pas un Camerounais en train de faire ça. C'est possible. Mais on va négocier avec.
Hello, greetings, my dear brave people of Amazonia. Greetings to all citizens of the former UN Trust territory of the British Southern Cameroons. Today is Sunday, March 26, 2023. And of course, I'm very delighted to be here. I want to extend salutations to those of you who usually keep this rendezvous for us to have a good moment of exchange. And I must confess that I'm really glad that we continue to share these communications as much as we can, because that helps as many people as possible in our communities to be sensitized as to what is at stake. Because there are still some in our midst that appear not to really understand that what we are involved in is the battle of our very existence. This is true. I mean, what we are involved in is the battle of our very existence. It is not just the affair of some people, either in the diaspora or in the bushes or, wherever, who have decided that, okay, we want to know. It is the battle of the very existence of every single Southern Cameroonian, wherever you may be. As you can see for yourself, the caprices, the evil actions of La République du Cameroun do not select who to land on. We saw what happened in Bamenda yesterday. That when one of Mr. Bia's stocks was brought down, the people decided to, avenge their fallen colleague on anyone who was passing, a bike rider who was just passing his way without knowing that there was a shootout at that area, paid the price with his life. And what did they do? They decided to start, arresting even people returning from the markets. Yes, returning from the markets, from doing their business, not knowing what was happening. They captured a good lot of them, 30, 40, and took them to a nearby compound. They were beating, torturing them mercilessly. Did they check when they were just sweeping everybody to get into that compound and avenge their fallen colleague on them? Did they check to see whether you were a black leg, or whether your family member is a black leg, or whether your family member is, an appointed senator, an appointed member of parliament, an appointed councillor? They didn't care. Everybody fell under the sledgehammer. This message, I keep repeating it on a daily basis so that nobody should ever say I was ignorant, that they could also come after me. Yesterday I was looking at a picture, the picture of an antelope that was in full flight. I didn't bring it here, but I'll bring it here someday. And I mean, the story that followed that picture was an elephant asking the antelope, why are you running this madly? And the antelope say, back in the village, they are arresting all goats. All goats. And the elephant laughed and said, but you are not a goat. And the antelope said, with the current system operational in this village, it will take me 20 years, 20 long years to prove that I'm not a goat. And what did the elephant do? They don't ask questions again. The elephant itself too started running, because despite its huge mass, they will not care to identify or to determine, to decipher whether it is not a goat before carrying out their exactions on it. This is the story of the people of Amazonia. Those of you who, because of the few coins, the few notes, the few bottles of beer that they will give you, and you think already that you are more privileged than the other slaves, you end up the same way, like each and every one of us. I'm sending this sound message so that we know that we either make a conscious effort to work together to free our land, or we shall all die together as fools. Both blacklegs and fighters, yes, both privileged slaves and the underprivileged slaves, nobody will be spared. If we inculcate this in our heads, if we have this at the back of our minds, we will know how to act. Yesterday, I was talking about the pain and the gain. I'll not get back to that lesson today, but I am going to, in the core of this show, go back to a message I referred to yesterday. Because if La République has finally decided to take that audio and transform it into video format so that it should circulate more, it is because they find their interest in it. And that is why we should also be interested in it, so that we continue to let our people know that deceit, deception is always hidden in soft words. Don't forget, in the Garden of Eden, when the serpent was inviting Eve to eat the fruit, it did not tell Eve exactly the consequences, but it gave Eve the impression that it had Eve's interest at heart so much, that it liked Eve so much and wanted Eve to taste of something nice and beautiful. But it was deception. It's the same thing that we continue to live today. I'd like us to take a little interval, and then we'll get back into the real business of the day. Meantime, even before we take that break, I want to salute all of you who are already here. Peace of God, greetings to you. Fire 1, Fire 2, oh wow, that's a very interesting name. Greetings to you too. Isabel Bita, oh wow, happy Sunday to you. Thank you very much for being here. Christopher Abiati, thank you. Okay, I see peace of God again all over the place. And I want to extend salutations, acknowledgements to all of you whose names I'm not seeing here yet, who are still to come to the chat. And trust me, I promised that my studio was under maintenance. One of these days the maintenance will be over. We'll get back into our beautiful studio, and then it will become possible for us to do calling programs that I can give you the opportunity to participate on this platform, so that we continue to educate our people. Meantime, let's take a brief interview. You're welcome back, and thank you very much for sharing the joy of these mothers who are crying their pains but with smiles on their faces. What they are singing there is not an extremely happy song. They are decrying, the tagging on them. But you see the smiles and the laughter on their faces. That is how you overcome pain, because you are looking at the gain that is right ahead. You are looking at the joy before you. So let's share this piece of wisdom, and then we'll get into, the issue of the day. You see, this beautiful piece of wisdom says, if you can learn from the worst times of your life, you're going into the best times of your life. If you can learn from the worst times of your life, you're going into the best times of your life. This is some very important wisdom. Very important wisdom, because the times that we are facing are very trying moments, very hard moments. But what we need to do is to rather put ourselves in a learning posture, because these are moments we will overcome one way or the other. And when we have put these very difficult times behind us, these difficult times will serve as a huge lesson for us as we settle down to develop our land, as we settle down to make Ambazonia a land of milk and honey, as we settle down to make Ambazonia the place to be. I really want to be upfront here that sometimes when people say, okay, look at, they're fighting to become like another Southern Sudan. Trust me, the disorder, the disagreements, sometimes even the bad blood that you find among us is not new, because the same thing happened in Bougainville before they had their referendum. The same thing happened in Southern Sudan. And we notice that that bad blood, it even extended even after they had achieved their independence. But they are stabilizing now because they were looking for a common ground. It happened too in East Timor. East Timor is quiet now. I mean, you're not hearing you're not hearing a lot of bad things from East Timor. Same with Eritrea. Eritrea too had their tough times, but they are quiet now and they are busy working to develop their land. Listen, what is happening in our midst is not something new. It happened elsewhere, and even worse. I see some people are so hawkish. They share messages with me. You see, the struggle has failed. Look at, life is returning to normal. Look at people enjoying Boya. Look at people this, look at people that, and I laugh. I say we have had such moments in these liberation movements about 7 times already. Can any of you recall the number of times that Tanga Ponji has claimed victory for Mr. Paul Biya in this genocidal war they are visiting on our people? Can we recall the number of times that they have taken out our Braveheart No Pity on social media, but it resurfaced? Can you recall the number of times that they have said, okay, now it's over, it's just some little pockets of resistance that we shall close up? Did anyone know that in the heart of Bamenda, some of them will still be falling like it was the case yesterday? Listen, my people, we should never, ever, always hurry to draw conclusions on difficult moments, because those difficult moments are always part of the plan. They've always been part of the plan. We will face these difficult moments and we will overcome them. La République too has faced a lot of its own difficult moments. At times they think we are overcoming. Suddenly they see it's not going. Let me tell you, and let me make this clear. When you heard Honorable Tibor Nagy, the former U.S. Undersecretary of State for African Affairs, that's in charge of the Bureau of African Affairs, say whether La République du Cameroon likes it or not, Ambazonians will get exactly what they want. And what did he say? He said it is only a matter of time. Time is of the essence in this whole thing. Time is of the essence in this entire enterprise. Time is the game you see La République du Cameroon toying with, getting so restless and everything. Time is very important. That is why we must all develop the thick skin to be endurant. We must all develop the thick skin to continue to be resilient. We must all develop the thick skin to continue to hope, even in the middle of hopelessness, even when we don't see any reason to hope. Oh, last evening, I was a bit exhausted from so much work. When I was trying to get my rest, I took the Bible and I was reading. And I looked at when Prophet Elijah told the king Ahaz and the others that the rain, I think I've forgotten the name of that king. I mean, it just came and disappeared as Ahaz. I'm not sure that is him. He said, when the same Elijah had prayed to God not to let the rains drop in that land. But when time came, he said, I'm bringing that. It was time to bring the rains. You remember the 400, did they call them witches or they call them, prophets of Baal that came to do every kind of cantation to bring the rain, but they couldn't. But at the end of the day, when Elijah had destroyed them, I was calling on the rain. I was praying for the rains. He sent his servant several times to go far and stand and see if the cumulonimbus clouds were forming. At the end of the day, when his servant returned and told him that he could see something like such clouds, but just the size of the hand of a baby, what did he do? He turned and told the king, begin to run, because as you can see, I can hear torrential rains in the distance. And what happened? The rains that came were unimaginable. But look at what he hung on, to hope and belief. So my people of Amazonia, look for the little thing in this liberation movement that will give you reason to continue to hope and believe in the Amazonian dream. Because as long as I live, I assure you, the Amazonian dream is a dream that must come true. I did not say that may. I did not say that might. I did not say that. I said that must. M-U-S-T. That must come true. You can trust me on this and take this one to the bank. Listen, my people. These tough times are a fright often. Just a fright. And La République du Cameroon make capital of it so much to visualize that and give you the impression that the road you are engaged in is leading to nowhere. That's why I share this wisdom of the ancients with us. As you can see, 2 days ago, and I like us because this is the time to take a deep look at La République du Cameroon's presence on our land, and this particular Paul Biya and this CPDM party, that a lot of the cohorts, a lot of those blacklets, a lot of those so-called elite are trying to sell to us as being the best thing that ever happened to our land. Let's look at those 38 years. Folks, look at this. There was a period of time that I drove from Yaounde to Bamenda in 3 hours, 15 minutes, 3 hours, 30 minutes. Oh yes, you could say it was cutthroat speed, but because the road could still afford it. Those are roads that Mr. Paul Biya inherited when he took over power in 1982. The roads could still afford it. 38 years, or 41 years for him after, and 38 years of the CPDM being in power. Now, you need at least 7 to 8 hours, sometimes 9 hours to travel between Yaounde and Bamenda. And I want to be graphic because I used to take off from around Rond-Point Express in Yaounde. From Rond-Point Express in Yaounde to the City Chemist roundabout in Bamenda. If you leave from there and drive straight right in front of the National Broadcasting House and Longcat and continue till you pass through into the Emana and go, is 364 kilometers. Did you hear me well? It's 364 kilometers. Convert that into miles. You will discover that it is such a short distance that you cannot imagine that at this age, you will need 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours. Sometimes people have even taken more, like it was the case recently. So, I'm taking just those examples. Instead of going forward, it is backward. In 1990, Mr. Paul Biya arrived in Bamenda. At that time, the government delegate was Pa Jomia Pefok. I was in secondary school. I think I was in Form 4. Or even I was in Form 4. Yeah. It was 1991 academic year. I was in Form 4. in secondary school. But I recall, I heard Paul Biya say there in response to a request Jomia Perfect never even made. Because the speech that was written in Yaounde and handed to Jomia Perfect to present, so that Mr. Paul Biya's speech would be in response to that speech, and the barrage of requests that should have been made, but Jomia Perfect changed the speech and read his own speech, in which he said, when two elephants are fighting, the grass suffers. And none of the responses Mr. Paul Biya gave to his speech were found in his speech. You know, I like us always to think of this moment. That is the spirit, the Ambazonian spirit, that spirit of independence, that spirit of refusing to be micromanaged, that you can see right from that moment in Jomia Perfect. Even though he was later fired, but until today, history is very kind to him because we are recalling, we are remembering him. But when Paul Biya was responding to our own, to a request that was not made, he said, as for the ring road, as for the Bamenda ring road that you have mentioned, I will personally supervise. This is 1990. From 1990 to this day, how many years are we? 32? Getting to 33 years. Where is the ring road? They will tell you that some little portions of it have been tied because they passed and sprayed, like Frundi used to say. They just passed and sprayed something on it and call it tar, and it's getting scattered and getting broken every day. You won't even call that a road. That's a footpath. In a normal way, for such an important road, that is a footpath. But even that footpath, how many hours does it take you from Gumbo to Nkambe, which is just 70 kilometers? That's part of the ring road. How many hours does it take you from Bamenda to Wum, the capital of Menchung division? Sometimes even days right now. So, have we made progress? It is regression. Regression. It is backward, 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 and backward. I'm taking just few examples. I don't want to go too far because we are going to share a few images and see a few things. Look at this same Paul Biya. When Mr. Paul Biya arrived at the presidency of the Republic in Cameroon, he met 14 aircrafts in that country. 14. There were 12 at Kamer and 2 at the presidency. I still recall the names of those presidential aircraft. One was the Pelican. That was the big one. And the smaller one was called the Sparrow. In French, they call le Pélican and the Hirondelle. Today, does Paul Biya have an aircraft just to transport him himself? The country today owns 0 aircraft. 0. From 14 to 0. These are people who want us to get tied to. Paul Biya struggled himself for over 15 years to buy for himself a jet at the presidency, a presidential jet. They ate the money. People sitting just around him ate the money before his very eyes and dared him. What has he done? This man is not even able to buy for himself his own aircraft. No, he can't. Amogo Belinga is there with a private jet. As a private citizen. But Paul Biya, president of the Republic, who wants to be part of such a setup? Who wants to be part of such a failed system? Who wants to be part of such a mindless people? Who wants to be part of such perspectiveless individuals or of such a perspectiveless entity? And despite all this, you hear somebody say, Cameroonians, you are made. Cameroonians, you are blessed. You have Paul Biya, who is the wise man of Africa, who is your marksman and all of that. That marksman cannot even construct a stadium for himself for 15 years. Don't forget, the foundation stone for the Paul Biya Stadium at Olembe was laid in 2008. At that time, I was still at CRTV in Yaounde. In 2008, construction work started in 2015. In 2023, that particular stadium now has been abandoned to, animals. I'm sure people are already grazing their goats and everything there. It didn't meet the standards. It never got finished. It will never get finished. Initially, the estimator was going to take just about 63 billion. At the end of the day, it has consumed over 225 billion CFA, but it's nowhere. That is why their national team, yesterday they were playing against Namibia, but they started to play where? At the Ahmadu Ahijo Stadium. CPDM, 38 years after. Paul Biya, 41 years after. Is it going forward or is it going backward? Is it forward or backward? Just 10 years back, at least you could have electricity. You could go for about 3 weeks, 1 month, 2 months without having cuts. But today, there's load shedding everywhere, even inside Yaounde. But Mr. Paul Biya has been constructing dams for forever. While I was still at CRTV National Station, one day I was given a query, and which query was eventually turned into a suspension with salary effect because I described the Lompanga, the Mvelo, the Mekin dams as white elephant projects. Has it changed? I served that 8-day suspension. They cut what they were cutting from my pay. Today, I'm sure they are very ashamed to recognize that I was right. That were white elephant projects. Not one of them is providing electricity. I mean, even 1 kilowatt, I'm not saying megawatt, 1 kilowatt of electricity to anybody. The last documentary I produced that was broadcast over CRTV television for all of 2017, even half of 2018, even when they were calling me a terrorist, because they didn't have people who could produce such. That was on the energy sector. I visited Lompanga. While I was in Lompanga, the engineers were assuring everyone that the little factory that they were going to construct there, that will produce 36 megawatts of energy to supply the entire East region, was going to be completed within months. It was not, they had just started putting the foundation, but was going to be completed within months. That was 2016, December 2016. Today, we're in 2023. Not 1 kilowatt of energy is coming out of Lompanga to anybody. After almost 400 billion CFA spent on that project. I visited Mvelo. And when I was in Mvelo, it was literally finished. They had even already worked on the factory. The turbines were already there to churn out electricity. Everything. And they said it was going to churn out 210 megawatts of energy at the peak, and about 180 during the the low seasons, where the waters will not be very high. Until today, how many megawatts are coming out of Mvelo? I mean, I left in 2016. Today we're 2023. There is still load shedding. I went to Mekin, where it was also literally completed. The turbines were already there. They said they have spent 35 billion in order to produce 10 megawatts of energy. When they put Mekin in motion, when they decided to send Mekin operational, it lasted 3 days because waters were almost everywhere in that area. Poor construction. It lasted 3 days and that experience is over. 35 going to 40 billion CFA gone. Nothing came out of it. Is that the kind of country we want to be affiliated to? Is that the kind of country we want to be attached to? Oh my goodness. My people, I see someone reminded me here the other day. He said, always bring back this dictum, that anytime you settle for less than you deserve, you will end up with less than you settled for. And this is the truth. Anytime you ever settle for less than you deserve, you will end up with less than you settled for. And this is a sacrosanct truth that we must continue to know. My people, I'm just opening this Pandora's box. I will not go too far, but I just want us to have a glimpse. Let's take a quick break, and I'll be right back.
Amba.
Once more, I'd like to say thank you to our mothers and thank you to everyone. Sure, you have me looking for a glass of water to take because, yeah, sometimes talks about like people to Cameroon can be very draining. Very draining. Because my people, I want each and every Southern Cameroonian to understand the stakes. Staying with these people, we will continue to stay in developmental drought forever. I mean, developmental drought forever. You saw some images of Nairobi. Gaddafi took a desert, Libya, and turned it into an oasis. Paul Biya was handed. Paul Biya, his CPDM, were handed a country generally described as Africa in miniature. Meaning we have everything that can exist everywhere, anywhere else in Africa. He has turned it into a desert. It is not just beer. When I tell you look at beer, some may think that I'm talking beer because I think maybe if they change leadership. No, it is a system. I'll say beer, it is a system. And that system is in place. Nothing's going to move it. That's why beer is doing everything to ensure that after beer, it will be beer. So after about 40 something getting to 50 years of developmental drought, mental torture, massive embezzlement, total marginalization, dehumanization, you will start another 50 years with Frank. Oh yes, another 50 years with Frank. I'd like each and every one of us to know what is on offer. Handing in with like to do to Cameroon, what is on offer is yet another 50 years of slavery and servitude, torture, dehumanization, tribalism, nepotism, and especially developmental drought, no development. The last time I talked about our educational system. You see what our people are doing here and there. Oh my goodness. In my next outing, I will display to you that Ambazonia got talents. And what do we need to do? Settle down to develop our talents. Settle down to develop our people. Settle down to give our people the opportunity to blossom. Settle down and make sure that when you hear that youths, thousands of youths across Africa are dying in the seas, struggling to get to Europe, it will not involve Ambazonians. I want to tell you, prior to 1982, when Mr. Paul Biya took over power, Cameroonians were not adventurous. They were not going out. They were not traveling. No. Even right up to 1987, they were not traveling. But when Paul Biya announced his economic crisis, all caused by himself and all of those things, today there is no place on planet Earth where you will not find Cameroonians. Those who were traveling most were us, Southern Cameroonians, because we have been living in that system from 1961 and partly living. I say today they are everywhere in the world because that country is worse now than Sodom and Gomorrah. I say worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. Yes, there is no evil imaginable anywhere in the world that has not been committed in that triangle. It does not exist. If there's any evil that has not been committed in that country, then it does not exist. You have seen the rampant killings that are going on in Yaounde. The people don't fear anymore. No, they are not scared anymore. They want to teach people as much as possible to put fright in everybody's mind. You leave from your house to go for any activity in Yaounde today, you're not sure of coming back. Your family celebrates when they see you back. That is what it is. That is what we should be running away from. That is what we should be reminding ourselves every day. That is not how we were living in Ambazonia. No. So to refresh your mind, look at
Ayaban.
This is. Floods. You can see that's the Vatican building or the one. Look at all this. Busy. Lack of a good clear town planning. How many years after? How many years after? After 41 years of Paul Biya, 38 years of the CPDM, over 60 years of our being bonded, of our bonding in this unholy union with La Republique. Look at. And this is not how our towns and cities were. There was careful town planning. I said so the last time. There was careful town planning to make sure that every home had access roads. But with all the disorder that came, even in Bamenda now, even in Victoria, and even in Boya now, to get to some other person's house, you need to pass through another person's living room. Because the citizens of La Republique of Cameroon, flooded our land with their disorder. When we say don't build, you should allow at least 6 meters away from the road before constructing. They had their money to bribe their way to construct less than half a meter away from the road. And they will even be given building permits and given titles over such areas. And this is the result of it that we see. The result of the disorder imported into our land from La République du Cameroon. To prove to you that it is their disorder that was imported to our land, look at their national capital. This is Yaounde. This is the central town of Yaounde. You think that floods happen everywhere, and so it's not really. No, this is poor, and this is caused by poor planning. Lack of a good drainage system. That is their capital city, Yaounde, the capital of La République du Cameroon. If they cannot take care of their national capital, will they take care of your land? I mean, if they cannot take care of their national capital, would they take care of your land? We need to get out of that place. We need to get these people out of our land so that we can define our development priorities, so that we can plan our towns and cities like other great cities across the world. Go to neighboring Nigeria. Go to Abuja. You'll be amazed what your eyes will see. Before Abuja, we're talking of Lagos, how it was great. You see flyovers in Lagos. You move from your house or wherever you pass through Badagry. I don't want to talk about Victoria Island, where you pass on bridges plated as if you were somewhere in Houston. If you are in Abuja, you almost have the feeling that you are in Houston, Texas. Oh yes, that is in Africa, next door. Yes, we can do that in Amazonia. We can do even better in Amazonia. We have engineers with the best ideas to do that, to put it on paper and then transform it on the ground. In my next outing, I will show you a short video by Harvey, who is looking at Dubai and wondering, just 50 years, not more than 50 years. You see what Dubai is today, it's a pearl of the world. It didn't take 100 years, 50 years, the entire time that Paul Biya has been in power. Because Paul Biya has been in power for many years before becoming president. Right back from 1975, he was already prime minister. Oh yes. So add just those years as prime minister. Don't add the ones when he was secretary general at the presidency. When he was director of cabinet here and there, he was already in that system. For all those years that it took to develop Dubai. These are the kind of people we want to stay with. We want to remain unevenly yoked with the people without perspectives. Oh no, my people. No. Instead of Yaounde, look, this is Yaounde. This is Yaounde. Huh? It's not somewhere else. This is Yaounde, and this is the heart of the capital. This is Yaounde, as you can see. So those floods were not only in Boya, not only in Bamenda. No, this is their capital. And I'll tell you a story. This is Yaounde. This is around Post Central, on the Central Post Office. Look at If you see in the area, you see that building they call Immeuble de la Mort. That is, and that's Hilton Hotel, you can see behind there. This is the heart of Yaounde. The road Paul Biya uses to go to his village. The road Paul Biya uses to go to the airport and fly to Switzerland, where he will see how the cities are well planned, drainage systems well arranged so that the floods that usually come are such that they are natural disasters that you can't control. But this one is avoidable. Absolutely avoidable. Very avoidable. Now, take a quick look at this, because when I talk of the developmental drought in our union with these people, some may think that it's a farce. The Bamenda Babaju, the Bamenda Buddha or Bamenda Babaju Road has been under construction for more than 10 years. See where it is. My apologies for that video that you saw was upside down because it's an amateur video. I did not get someone who could take me a good video there at once. But I wanted you to have a feel. Look at you see these cars? Most of these cars left Yaounde 9, 10 p.m. Some 8 p.m. These cars you see were stuck here until most of them arrived by Menda with their passengers at 4 p.m. next day. 4 p.m. next day. And this is in 2023. Wow. A major highway. 2023. That's the road that's supposed to be linking La République du Cameroun to Amba from the western region. In 2023, this is how that road looks. 2023. Yes. It is deliberate. It is deliberate. All these acts are deliberate. Because they know that if these roads are well constructed and everything, people will do more business, people will have more money, people will be rich, and if people are rich, they will start thinking independently, they will not be dependent. They have to make you constantly poor, very poor, so poor, so much so that each time they dangle to you bread and sardine, you start singing, hooray, hallelujah to Paul Biya. Yeah, take a look at this. This is Boya. After the massive floods that swept babies, swept some even adults, that destroyed shops, destroyed homes, and after which the council came out and started demolishing buildings and everything, Atanganji got here, sent by Mr. Paul Biya, and distributed what you see: bag of rice, bread, sardine, soap, bucket, some mattresses that are not even those kind of mattresses you expect that the government should give. You can see everything there. And after that, none of these people had anything above 150,000. None of them. For all their losses. After that, they forced them to do what you are seeing up there. Dear Minister Paul Atanganji, thank you for coming. Please convey our profound gratitude to our father, His Excellency President Paul Biya, who is at the origin of this malaise. When such floods happen, which are even natural disasters because they will be caused by tornadoes, they will be caused by hurricanes and everything here in the United States of America. When the government goes down there, it is not to do these kind of things. It is to help rehabilitate the people. Make sure those who have lost homes have homes again. Make sure those people who have lost their businesses can restart their businesses. Make sure those who have health issues caused by this have medical attention until they are all right. It is not to go and give them bread, sardine, and rice and expect them to come chanting like this. And at no time would you ever see on the newspaper or on TV anywhere anybody come and say, "Oh, President Joe Biden, you are God sent, you are God given to." No, it doesn't happen. It doesn't. This is as the result of the enforced poverty on our people. This is as a direct result of the imposed poverty on our people. My dear people of Ambazonia, when I talk about these things, I feel like tears are running down my cheeks. Oh yes. Just look at Cameroon in tears.
Oh Seigneur Dieu, éternel, comment est devenu ce pays? Dieu vient nous en aide.
Yeah. You see, the people themselves are crying. Oh God, what have we done? Come and save us. Come and rescue us. And then we are dead. Oh God, allow us to continue to stay in trouble with these people. The blacklegs are there. Oh God, allow us, bless us to make sure 8 million and more Ambazonians continue to stay in slavery and servitude under these people. You find so-called political elite, oh God, give us the grace to make sure we continue to impoverish these people for life by keeping them in this evil relationship, in this unproductive relationship with La République du Cameroon. Ewo. I feel like throwing out. I hear this thing like this. Ewo. Hey, let me cry like this, like a chiefs.
Au président de la République, notre fils Arsène Salomon Mbami Zogo, connu sous le nom de Martinez Zogo, a été assassiné sauvagement, torturé, sodomisé, mutilé, atrocement et jeté comme un animal en ce lieu. On nous a arraché notre fils de la pire des manières. Le mode opératoire.
Sure, you had some fun with the Leke chiefs. And Atanga Ponji, with the total slave mentality, bowed to the governor, to the colonial governor in Boya, who is actually his subordinate. Atanga Ponji bowed because in his mind he knows, even though I am minister of territorial administration and this man is under me, but he is from the noble clan, he's from the noble tribe. Hey, I need to bow to him. And Atanga Ponji bowed. The other picture where you could even see his head going down. Unfortunately, he's corrupt. You should have seen that here. Look at Okada Bilabena standing up straight and erect and looking him straight in the face, and you see his head inclined. Ah, oh Lord, where is their self-esteem gone? Jesus Christ of Nazareth, have mercy on your people. Where is their self-esteem gone? Oh no. Ouch, my people. I get exasperated sometimes when I see these things. I really get embarrassed when I see these things. And then they will come and tell us that they are our elite. They will come and tell us that yes, we are, in charge. Paul Biya will, oh no. Listen, people. Like I said before, I don't bring these things here with the intention of running down anybody. I bring these things here so that we should see the reality with our own eyes. So that we should live the reality. So that we should know the truth of what awaits us if we allow ourselves to be drowned, to be misguided, to be misdirected by those who want to tell us that the Ambazonian dream is the wrong dream to dream. After listening to me, after watching me today, go and tell them that try harder. Because as a matter of fact, we now know better. Oh yes, we now know better. Let me get a glass of water. Yes, we now know better. And so therefore, my people, let us get into the crux of the matter for today. We will listen and we will talk. Begin listening.
Good afternoon, my brothers and sisters. Every Bamenda Pikin will hear this message, make it pass them on. It gets something with the worry me, I really want to put head together, see whether it be go.
Now, you listen to the sheer softness of the voice of this woman, who is even very shy to give her name, because she doesn't give her name. She doesn't introduce herself. So it's an anonymous audio. Nobody knows who is talking. Shy perhaps of her very close ones who know the person talking here. But she doesn't give her name because she knows it is deception. Because she knows that she's doing a veiled job, that she's doing a higher job. She knows. And again, because Yaounde tells themselves that no, somehow this message, this woman's voice is soft, it's a bit captivating, and oh, she is talking with so much concern, as if she loves us so much. And so therefore, they should take and put images on them of people they themselves have killed. Oh yes. Listen, for those who don't know, the late learned barrister Kemede Henry Gamsi was a founding member of the consortium. The late learned barrister Kemede Henry Gamsi swore to us when he was going in. He said, let me go inside there and try to fight from within. And of course, he was doing his level best. We could see that. But recall one thing, because nobody has taken time to establish the link between the brutal killing of barrister Kemede Henry Gamsi and the dangerous cartel in Yaounde, manned by the Amugubelingers, the Laurent Esso, the Ripo Motaze, the Paul Atanganjis, and the René Emmanuel Sadi. I will tell you how. Go back down memory lane, and I will look for those videos and bring back here. Barrister Kemede Henry Gamsi was the first ever to start raising dust, serious dust, about what you are now hearing today as ligne 94, ligne 65, about those budgetary lines. He is the one that started raising hell and asking loud and clear in the Senate, what is happening? How are these budgetary lines, these budgetary heads, how are they run? What criteria do you take in doling out billions to one person or the other? He was only later joined by Nietzsche in Douala. I mean, the person that started was barrister Kemede Henry Gamsi. And when he started, he made his voice loud and insisted at one point for Minister Louis-Paul Motaze to respond, because he was followed up by Nietzsche. And Minister Louis-Paul Motaze said, parliamentarians ought to be very excited and happy that he doled out 3 billion to Amugo Bellinger to use in buying telesuit. That usually there are white people coming to buy in our place, they should be very excited that we were the ones that Cameroon was on buying off from white people. You should now understand why they needed barrister Kemede Henry Gamsi dead. It was never in Ambazonia's interest for barrister Kemede Henry Gamsi to die. It was never. Because he was one voice. Although we didn't want him to go there to represent Ambazonia, we don't want any representation there. But he used his time there to clamp down on the system. And therefore, the Ripo Motazes, the Amugo Bellingers, anxious to silence any single voice that was rising to talk about ligne 94, ligne 65. They did everything to get him picked up from a gas station, the same style that they picked up Zogo. And before you knew it, he was brutally assassinated. And then they turn around and arrest some innocent people and claim that they had. I'd like everybody to know that is where it came from. Nobody should deceive you. That is where it came from. And today, someone He shows an audio of deceit. And they have the effrontery, the audacity, the guts to put the picture of our dear bereaved hero on it. Anyway, listen on.
Okay. For my 47 getting to 48 years today on earth, I know say Bamenda will be one of the most peaceful and the most cleanest town inside Cameroon. Bamenda will be in a place where if you go anywhere, even for midnight, you dey free for work and come back. Bamenda will be a place where if you dey, you always dey happy. Na job, na house, na education, where every person where e dey Cameroon today, where if you be a wealthy or a poor man or a known person, you know say, okay, you don't send pikin for school for Bamenda, you be proud. Wait, it don't happen today.
Now, you see, she paints this picture herself. Bamenda was the educational citadel of Cameroon. Bamenda was the greatest. Bamenda was the best. Bamenda was the place to be. Oh Lord, she wants to touch our sentiments, touch our feelings. Oh, cry the beloved country. Don't even forget too that the ministers of La République du Cameroun in Yaounde, the citizens of La République du Cameroun, with all the financial power because they could embezzle all the money the government coffers, had literally taken our schools away from us. Oh yes, our poor people were now fighting with them to earn at least even just 1/3 of the places in Sacred Heart. Oh yes, our people are now fighting with them to earn even just 1/5 of the places in Our Lady of Lords, in PSS, in BHS, everywhere, not only in Bamenda, but even in Boya, in Victoria, in Okoyom, everywhere. They were harassing. Today, you want us to feel that, oh no, this Bamenda, that was such a great place. Oh Lord, what has happened to us? Don't we think we should just go back to that particular Bamenda? We should not aim for higher. Let's just go back to accept the little that we had. Oh, like seriously? CPD and Mommy, you try. Oh, let's listen on.
Now only we would destroy our own land. We don't deny our own beginning education. We don't deny our self-development. We don't deny ourselves many things. And we won't begin when they struggle for make the city, make it be something. We self we don't push them out. May they go develop other town there. We see how other cities they develop, only Bamenda remain. Why? We know if we come back home. We parents they die, we know if we come back for bury them. Why would they punish your own self? When they punish Nabia, would they punish ourselves? Would you see how Bamenda?
Now, you see, gradually she's coming to her point. What did I say yesterday? She's highlighting the pain, but doesn't want to mention the gain. She's highlighting the pain, magnifying it, but doesn't want to mention the gain. What we stand to benefit by sending these people out. That Bamenda she's talking was already mediocre. If you were not mediocre, we would not be fighting. That Bamenda that she's painting, that picture she's painting, was already a picture that was despicable to us because we knew we deserved better. And that's why I'm repeating here that any time you settle for less than you deserve, you will end up with less than you settled for. This guy, oh, we cannot go back and bury our people. We cannot come back to... Listen, the dead will bury the dead. All of us are affected. Not just you. All of us are affected. All. Listen, my people. Some of these side pains, this collateral pain, this collateral damage, it happened in every liberation movement. We're not the first. It happened in Southern Sudan. The people too felt pains, sometimes from their own people. It happened in East Timor. It happened in Bougainville. It happened in Eritrea. Look for an Eritrean if you can meet any. Ask them, talk to them. They will tell you that the pain was even more than what we are living through. Because at the time, they did not even have social media that was there to expose some of those things. Oh yes. But they stayed focused. They also had a lot of blacklegs. They also had those selfish selfish and wicked elite. But they stood their grounds because they knew what they wanted. And finally, they got what they wanted. They refused to settle for less than they deserve. They refused to listen to this kind of deception hidden in a soft voice. Let's listen again.
The Pekin Longo be Yaounde develop the whole of Yaounde. What would you think? When I see what they happen for Nigeria today, when I see how Igbo people they develop Lagos, what will happen today? Make them remember, say tomorrow, if it happen for we. This message not just for we Bamenda Pekin. So make we find way for see how we feel do. Make peace come back for our place. If you don't get waiting where you want, like waiting where you get.
Did you hear that? Let peace come back. Who make peace come back for we place? Where the small will get them. We will just manage the small get like we didn't manage before. We will just get with peace. She doesn't care about justice. She doesn't talk about justice. No. After the whole thing, where we will just care about peace. Where if you don't think get wait where you want them, like wait where you get them. Oh, like seriously? Like seriously? Listen, we have never had peace. We have never had. Experts will tell you that what we were living through was what they call sterile peace. Because people just decided to give up and were living and partly living. There was never peace. There can never be peace without justice. It will never happen. There can never be peace without justice. I want you to see it. That's why she cannot mention justice. She will only mention peace. Some thoughts that you have some peace. That kind of peace where you live from morning till evening. You don't know what you eat the next day. That kind of peace that by the time you manage to get 10,000 francs to put 10 liters of petrol, because now it is even not available in a lot of places, to put 10 liters of petrol in your car, to go out there and drive a taxi. They want to earn some little money to feed your family. You start getting worried about police, military or whatever checkpoints all over the place to claim from you 2,000. You call that peace? You call that peace? You go to school, you finish even from a professional school, you come and you work for 3, 4, getting to 5 years without pay. Yet they expect you to go to work. You call that peace? You sell your property and everything and send your child to school. The child goes to school to graduate with a master's and does not have a job, comes back to the house and starts expecting you to feed them. You call that peace? Oh no, come on, give me a break. You have PhD holders, people with master's degrees who are supposed to be creating jobs, riding commercial motorbikes. You call that peace? Oh my goodness. When if your child aspires to become a magistrate, you need to start looking for where you will go around and scrape 10 million CFA to enable that child to get into ENAM. If you don't have that, don't dream. You call that peace? Come on, my people. Reason with me. Come, let's reason together. That's why I'm agreeing with you, Davidian solidarity, when you say they are thanking you. Talk of the 4 victims in Boya, that they are thanking Paul Biya as if he is doing them a favor, instead of asking him where he has kept the money of selling their natural resources and the taxes they pay. Really, what a pity, my brother. What a pity, my brother. Thank you, peace of God. That we, because you say we Ambazonians did the right thing and we are proud of whom we are. Yes, that's who we are. Proud of whom we are. Proud of being involved in this liberation struggle. Proud of being able to rise and fight for what we truly believe in. Proud to stand up and get ready to die to make sure we live for future generations of Ambazonians, of Southern Cameroonians, a wonderful and beautiful country. Let me tell you, my dear people, such elements as this woman talking here are some of the most dangerous people you should have around you. Those are the people who lure you, who prepare you to accept an unfortunate fate. Because just grooming the victim to accept an unfortunate fate. Try harder, Mama. Let's listen to her again.
We get everything we take free for being happy as Bamenda people. We get them. When I be grow up, we do community development. We develop a place And Bamenda was perfect. Bamenda was fine. Bamenda was beautiful. But today we don't take our own hand, we just destroy everything. I know they support the government, no. But if government no one give you it we want, the small one will get a more will and die, more no destroy.
Now, did you hear this lady saying that we ourselves are destroying our own city? Mama, did you see the soldiers burning down hundreds of our villages? The soldiers of La République du Cameroon. Where were you when the soldiers burned down, brought down houses and hospitals round about in Bamenda, in the heart of Bamenda, before your very eyes? Where were you when these same soldiers happened at my aid in Bamenda, scattered houses, destroyed them, broke them, and later on said they were mistaken? Where were you when these same soldiers descended in Babanki, burned down houses, destroyed people's homes? Where were you? Have you forgotten that in that same Bamenda, these same soldiers burned down the house of a pastor who pleaded on that it only took God's grace for him to rescue his son from the hands that they were going to kill? Where were you? Where were you? If you are truly living in Bamenda, you will not open your mouth. Let me not use a bad word to say this kind of trash. No. If you were living in Bamenda and if you had a conscience, you will not open your mouth to say this kind of thing. We have those soldiers on video, on camera, burning our villages, burning people alive. Where were you when these soldiers burnt Mami Api alive? Where were you? The videos are all over the place. Homes raised to nonsense, to dust, and you come and tell us that we're destroying our own cities? And then if the government cannot give us what we want, let us like what we have? Like, seriously? You evoke the spirit of community development. That's who we are. But that evil government doesn't even allow the people the freedom to develop their own land. No, it doesn't. That's why we need them out of our territory. You see, this is what I tell you. Deceived. Hidden. I need to support me government too. Oh, like, who asked her whether she was supporting government? That guilt of knowing exactly what she is doing. She's beginning by being preemptive. I need to support me government too. No. I'll show you, my people. Yesterday when I was talking about this, it was still an audio. By this morning, they had made it a video like this one, so that they will use it to deceive, to brainwash, to confuse as many of our people as possible. Please, as you watch this video, share this communication. Share it as much as you can. Let our people be edified and stay clear of this kind of serpents that come across as shepherds. Like, seriously, let's listen to her again.
This message now for our brothers we did it for bush with anger. Would you beg them as mommy them? Would you beg them as sisters? Would you beg them as their wives them? So make they come, make us sit down. We as Bamenda, we as Bamenda picking them. We feel she don't down with herself, we develop that place, we develop that Bamenda, we make them happy. We make them do.
Now you see, she's landing. She's landing fully. At first she was making, she had our interest so much. She's so caring. Now she has come to where she was headed. Make we boys them, we brothers, the way they did for bush, where we they talk for them, like their sister them, like their wives them, like their mama them. Make they throw away that stick, then come. Me we should run now. We'll be with Bamenda. Oh, like seriously. Una be with Bamenda. This is exactly what she meant to say. She meant to say we should surrender. This is what this woman meant to say. And she kept going around beating about the bush and all this. No. Her message, her key message is, make we surrender to La République du Cameroon. Because that's the best thing that we did for we on offer for now. That's her message. The cause of her message. Yeah. She said, make the cash run down. May we talk. La République du Cameroon is that entity that does not want dialogue. No, they don't. Listen, our people, against every odds, accepted to sit in Switzerland. Even when some of us said it was not the right thing to do because because the whole thing was shrouded in confusion, but that will was that they went. Did La République show up? No. Recently, La République is self-called on the government of Canada. Come, help me. See who can talk with Buddhist people. We met with them in Canada. They met our people in Canada for pre-talks, came to conclusions, signed documents. But La République du Cameroon got frightened because they thought they were going to be, because they say, oh, we're always quarreling, we're always fighting, we can't unite, we can't work together. They thought they were going to meet a disorderly bunch and further divide and rule. But when they got to Canada, they met a very organized and united set of people. And they knew from the document signed that now if we come to the next stage, we are going to be discussing the root causes of the ongoing genocidal war in Amazonia. And they have no argument. They have nothing to present. They have no claim to our land. They violated international law. What they are doing, this kind of colonialism, is criminal. La République knows they can't come for dialogue. That's why they don't want dialogue. That is the only reason they will send this kind of people to come and tell us that the only thing that we need to do is surrender. That is all. And she says dialogue. Dialogue with who? With people who only form of dialogue is brutality, is burning down our villages and burning people alive, is capturing our young men and slaughtering them at will, is supplying poisonous drugs to our population indiscriminately. Come on, Mama, examine your conscience and come back. Let's listen to her again.
If government don't want to help, we make we do something instead for leave and make it spoil. We could see how we do. Because we did fight, we did destroy, we own picking and know the fit come home. But if you go for other town them, other province, the way they fight the same thing where we fight, life they go on. They can't for and no life really go on. Make we think now. Make we think see what's really happen today for Nigeria, make it not happen for we. May we not go develop here when they finish tomorrow, they begin send we back. It go hard for we. Make us see how we fit do. If not for she done, we say for talk with two brothers the way they do for bush. May they see. So may they give we opportunity. May they know the Easter fight we.
Look, those who have decided to go and build La République du Cameroun, they are doing that at their own risk. Those are the people who don't want the good of the majority of the people. Those are greedy folks. Greedy folks. Come, let's put our hands together and send out these intruders out of our land so that we can develop our land and make it a place to be. You decide to cut your millions and go and invest in Douala, invest in Yaounde, when you know that when you make it, when the Armageddon will begin, they will chase you out of there with whips. Some of them are even already dying carelessly. Yeah, these are greedy people. They fall in the same category. Like some of our people. I know some will be very angry with me for saying this. Some will even say that I'm wicked for saying it. I told them, listen, we can look for other avenues to do business than continue to ship to the Douala seaport. We ship the most in that Douala seaport and provide money to the République du Cameroon to buy guns, to buy bullets, to buy everything and kill our own brothers and sisters. Oh yes, it's the same greed. There are other people now, a good lot of Amazonians today, who are now going and investing in other African capitals because they understand, let us starve La République du Cameroon of these resources. Invest somewhere else, and when the time comes, when we have injected them, we will use the proceeds of those investments to construct our cities, our towns and cities. And within only a few years, it took just 50 years to make Dubai what it is. So if we're not getting right to the level of Dubai, we're getting just 1/10 of Dubai. It can take us 5 to 10 years maximum. So if you have decided that you will go and take sides with those who are destroying your land, who are burning down your villages, who are killing your people, burning your people alive, who have decided to send a good lot of your brothers and sisters on exile, who have sent a good lot of your brothers and sisters into the forest, send them as refugees in neighboring countries, transform your daughters, your sisters into prostitutes all over the place. You decide to side with them, you decide to go and develop the city. It is your business. It is at your own risk and peril. That's not a factor that should cause some of us to be losing sleep. No, we can't do that. We can't lose sleep over that. That would be foolishness. That would be so much stupidity. I, for one, I can't lose sleep over that. Because I've been telling these people by day and by night, stop what you are doing. Some of them even bought pieces of land, started constructing, and they chased them away with whips. I showed those videos here. We tell you, be careful. This is the time for us to fight and take back our land. There is time for everything. Time for everything. No, Mama, learn to tell your children the truth. You see, she keeps repeating over and over. We say, if we call brother them, we they day for bush, make the cash down, move talk for the same, make they stop that vet, move leave them, move take the small way government don't do. That is her message. That's why she keeps coming to it over and over. She had no two things to say. This is what she was sent to say by 5 Diego Francis and the others. Oh yeah. Because 5 Diego Francis and acquaintances know him so well. Of course, he's now convinced. He says he has done so much with the DDR and they have killed as much as possible. So he's now expecting to be rewarded with the position of Prime Minister. Oh, okay, go there. You see what's happening to Chief John Gute Joseph there? If they eject him from that position, that will be the happiest man. Because an official has never been that ignored, insulted, dehumanized. I mean, dignified. Oh yes, that's what you want? Go for it. But Mama, leave our people alone. We know your kinds, and you will never take us down that road again. Let's continue to listen to her. We'll listen to her all the way to the end. We shall not let anything escape unanalyzed because our people need to know the truth.
We no fit come back home, we no fit do business, we no fit go school, but men that before they go, would they destroy our own self now when one build while other people they build their own. I watch one video where one girl do one. I see comment where somebody make am from Southwest say, no come Bamenda, when an American person say one can they like that city. One person say, if you can't Cameroon, no go Bamenda, or Bamenda is a very dangerous place. You can come to the Southwest. Now so one grow. Americans then they only come back for Africa for cancer. And they didn't know Cameroon. Some of them go even like for camp of Bamenda. How they want come with all this problem? Maybe we will build land. We self. And remember, even inside villages, mommy the way they not get anything, they beast.
So you hear what she says. In a very veiled manner, she tries to reintroduce a failed philosophy that I think they call Northwest Southwest divide. Hey, no come Bamenda. They say no go Bamenda. Bamenda is a very dangerous place. No go there if you want to try. Can't Boya, can't Limbe, or can't Victoria. You see how they live for the. Oh come on, we have gone past that. We have heard this before. Play another sound. This one is a broken record. Broken record. I don't want to waste a lot of our time on that one. Let's listen to some other inanities that you say. This one that is already as a broken record. That one has long been overcome. La République du Cameroon, we will never be divided again. There's even another stuff that they have written somewhere there about some of our brave brothers and sisters in the United States, yes, who themselves are going to the dungeons today because they decided to stand up for their people. Look, those are brave people. History will have a great place for them. And I'm calling on all of us in the United States of America. We must make sure we continue to watch over the families that they are leaving behind as they are going into the dungeons. They were standing up for our freedom. Self-defense is a right. They were standing up for our freedom. We cannot abandon them. No matter what they say, left, right, and all of those things, we can't. They are also now prisoners of war. The same category like those who are in the dungeons of La République du Cameroun. We cannot abandon them. No. We will stand with them all the way through all those years. We will stand with them. Trust me on that. I will come back to that. Let's finish with this serpent who dressed like a shepherd.
Yes, we are still surviving. We can survive. They say, ask yourself what you have done for your nation, not what the nation has done for you. If we build up Amanda.
Stop this fallacy. You hear her? Ask yourself what you have done for your nation, not what your nation can do for you or has done for you. Listen, the person who made that statement had a clear context in which he made that statement. He made that statement about the United States of America, where the government leaves nobody behind, where the government stands for its people every day, where the government makes sure that even people who are homeless have a place to sleep, where they send people into the street to catch homeless people and take them into 5-star hotels. Yes, that's what happens. When they make sure that there is food drive, they share food at every junction to people who may have difficulties having food. When even in school, they provide free meals to the children, even in high school. Oh yes, during the pandemic era, you know what they used to do? Because the children were not going to school because of the pandemic and they were studying from home, they made sure that the food the children ought to eat in school is available for parents to pick it up to their homes for those children. That is the kind of country that is worth dying for. That is the kind of country that you also sit and ask yourself, what have I done for this country? Because the country has given me too much. But a country that is taking everything away from you, why should you ask yourself what I've done for it? A country that's taking everything away from you, including your life. Petrol now, yesterday was 630, today was 650, today is 730. And you can't even find it. You now buy the funge for 1,000, 1,200, some even 1,500. Fiscal stamp that was 500 yesterday, today is 1,500. International passport that you established yesterday for 25,000, 33,000. Today you need 120 something thousand to get that same passport. Which country are you talking about? The same one? A country where all over the world, governments were providing assistance for their citizens for survive with the lockdowns caused by a pandemic. That government either went out to racketeer from its people. Is that a country you say somebody should ask themselves what they have done for it? Or what they can do for it? Oh no. I recall the late Simon Quenti. Once we had a program on, I guess you should try to adjust your volume, my brother there. You're saying there's no volume here. That's John Leclerc. Please try to adjust the volume at your end because I think that, I'm quite audible enough. Is anyone else not hearing me properly? So I was saying we had this program once with the late Simon Quenti. I was on Morning Safari on CRTV National Station. And we're talking about patriotism. What is patriotism? And the one people defining is the love one can have for their country, right to the point where they can die for their country. And I guess it's the late Simon Quenti who said, make sure you only die for a country that is worth dying for. Did you hear that? Only die for a country that is worth dying for. Because not every country is worth dying for. No. Not like we did in Cameroon. No, not Cameroon. Not worth dying for, even for 1 second. Even for 1 second. No. You come and open your mouth and you're asking all such a stupid question. Thank you very much, new DXB. Yeah, you said the volume is okay. So, my brother John Leke, please just try to adjust your volume at your end. I suppose that you'll be able to get me properly. Don't worry, we haven't getting towards the end of this show. I just want us to have this moment. Because these moments help us to better appreciate the kind of literature that is shared in our ears, that is shared for our people to listen. And you see, she did not speak in English. She spoke in pidgin, in broken English, so that at least she tells herself, I will confuse more of the masses as much as possible. The very unsuspecting who would think that, oh, this our sister really loves us. This our mama really cares for us. They wouldn't know that this is a serpent. The very kind of serpent in the Garden of Eden that rid Eve and Adam of the beautiful future God had for them. Oh yes. DC. Let's listen to her again. We just have 2 minutes of her and we go.
Make am a paradise for we. And you just beg. Make we not let wetin happen now for Yaounde, make it happen for brothers and sisters. So they carry money go build for Yaounde. I not deny who say make we not build. But before we build for Yaounde, we remember to so for develop our own place. So that if tomorrow the one they send we back, may not be so don't carry out and go invest for the way they do today for Igbo people. Make we not have.
There is some very interesting thing she just said here. See, when we go build Yaounde or not, may we try for care for all so that tomorrow, if they want to send we back, did you hear that? She herself knows that there will be a day Yaounde where they will seize everything that you have and send you back. She knows. She knows the truth. And even as much as she pretends, that truth is still coming out, even very unconsciously. Hey, greetings, Salo. Salo, it's been ages. It's been ages. Where have you been? I've not seen you here for a long time. I hope you are still very strong in the struggle. Greetings, my dear. Yes, thank you very much for letting me know that the volume is pretty good. So, my brother, Mr. Leke, okay. Mr. Leke, you still repeat that there is no volume. Something should be wrong at your end. Just try to check because I see about 4 or 5 people indicate that the volume is just okay. So you see this lady, let me get back to her. So after she has spoken, she said, make we take care of Ubamenda because the day where as we be for Yaounde, someone find way, come back, because the day where they go drive we. Hey, she knows it. I have said here over and over that day will come when you will be chased away, when all those enablers, all those black legs, all those so-called elite, all those so-called CPGM top notches or top guns or whatever they call themselves will be chased away and they'll be looking for where to go. She is one of them. She knows the truth and unconsciously she has said it here, even when she's trying to deceive people. My dear brothers and sisters of Ambazonia, my dear brave warriors of our liberation movement, this is a time more than ever for us, more than ever, for us to remain vigilant, for us to mind the kind of messages we share, because this kind of ones, they will flood the whole place and you will be embarrassed, as I bet you. Let's listen to her again.
That one. Now just a small message this one I get them. I beg more pass this message. Make it go reach for picking the way they do for bush. Make go reach for them. Maybe go speak small sense for our head. Make we know. So if we put down our arms and we'll talk together, we'll see how if we bring peace back for this whole town. Because when they cry, they go, the person who they cry, not even look, we not even care. Now we need to destroy our own self. Because may we let our picking them, may they go school. May we live our brothers, may they come back and develop their city. May we live our brothers, may they come back and do the business so they be do and begin.
She said, make we left for picking them, may them go school. My dear brothers and sisters, who are those who have been attacking our children in school and killing them? Who killed baby Carol Lewis? Who killed baby Tato Brandy when she was coming back from school? Who killed baby Carol Lewis when her mother was taking her to school? Look at those 2 students of the University of Boya. Who killed them? And after they killed them, they claimed that they were freedom fighters. Who killed them? Who are those raiding our schools, getting into the schools and forcing themselves on our children and impregnating them in school and sending them the mother way? Who are they? Mama, you know the truth. Speak this truth loud and clear. Speak it loud and clear. I see my brother, peace of God. You say even Cameroon Calling, which was one of the best Sunday morning programs, is also dead. Of course, anything Paul Biya touches dies. Anything that Paul Biya touches dies. Anything like Republic Cameroon touches dies. That is why we need them out of our land. That's why we need to get them out of our land the fastest possible. So you see, say, maybe we level brother, maybe they come do business. Maybe they come do small business. Maybe we level we do which business? Look at the savings of our mothers, our wives, our sisters, our struggling people in the credit unions. Mama, La Republic soldiers are breaking into those credit unions every day and stealing this money because they want to destroy. We caught them on camera, on ghost towns, breaking into shops and looting. Mama, you did not see. Those videos are there. The pictures are there. Caught on camera, breaking into shops and looting. Soldiers of the Republic of Cameroon. You saw them. Today you are making as if you did not see. The same people who will just get up one morning, come into a quarter, pick up everybody and start telling you either pay 500,000 or you will take Amba and shipped to Yaounde. Those are the people you should be talking to. Not to us who are struggling to liberate our land. Not to us who are struggling to make sure we have a land we can call our own. We have a home we can call our own. Who are making sure that we take back our country so we can sit down and define our own development priorities and make our country a Dubai, a Rwanda in a few years only. You are addressing yourself but to us. Like seriously. Even the taxi drivers who are struggling to do small business, how is it going? Is it us collecting money from them? I mean, just between Bamenda and Bali, they count 15 checkpoints at which 2,000 is collected. Are you aware of this, Mama? Are you aware? Oh. What a shame. What a shame. What a shame. What a shame. You see? Well, she has a few seconds to go. Let's listen to her again because we must conclude her.
Help. Make we leave with family members, make they come home when somebody died, make they be able for burial. Make we fit come back home for visit to parents, or fit come back home for relax. We no get home again, but make that pikin no get home. We no get home, we no get place for go. We the beg una say make we.
Mama is correct here. But many people, we don't have a home again. Look at me sitting here. What am I doing here? Was I supposed to be here? Was I supposed to be here? I should be back there in Ambazonia, be able to go to Ashon and sit in judgment over my people as my father led me, as my father picked me to do. I can't. I don't have a home. We don't have a home. And we are not the cause Islamic Republic of Cameroon. Mama, you know, you are eating and drinking with them. You are dining with them. And then you come to transform us, the victims, into the problem. Oh, like seriously. You tell us who are the victims that we are the problem. Like seriously? Is this reverse reasoning? Or what am I hearing here? Oh, no. This Mama, there are many of them like this in our community. Many of them. I say, she decided not to call her name on purpose because she knows if she knew that if she called her name, we will know her, we will identify her for who she is. That's why she coyly decided to record this message without mentioning her name. Because she's one of those CPDM cronies. She's one of those enablers. She is one of those wicked elite, greatly selfish elite, who don't care if all our people are burnt alive in their homes. Who don't care if the 184 or 85 young boys who were carted in Mato are all slaughtered in one day. She doesn't care. All she cares is that has time to go and say, oh, that my voice, that medicine, I beg on give me position, even for director, even for minister, or make on appoint me as senator. Dirty water for beans. Let's hear.
Here we cry. May una pity we. May una allow una brothers and sisters when they out, may they feel come back home peacefully. Now, just a small thing, this one get them for talk. And I pray, say God go touch the hearts of those the way they did for bush. May the sister go fish she done down. Find any way.
No, Mama. The people where God need for touch their hearts and people like you. She and all those evil cronies are the people whose hearts God needs to touch. Oh, yes. I am agreeing with you, my brother Johnny Boti, who says what happened is in Mato and the environs is exactly what makes many people not to go back home. Yeah. Because they just come one morning, come in the quartier and sweep everybody. This Mama talking here, has she raised her voice in protest against that capture of those 184 boys in Mato? La Republic of Cameroon carted 45 bike riders going to see their own colleague slaughtered by the military of the Republic of Cameroon to his final resting place. They were captured. Until this day, 16 of them have not been accounted for. Has this mama mentioned that? Is she thinking about that? Has she opened her mouth to cry about that? Has she opened her mouth to mourn the brutal death of baby Grand Detractor? Has she opened her mouth to mourn the brutal death of baby Carol Louise? Of Mama Happy? Has she? Of the 23 innocent people in Gabon that the government of the Cameroon could not even finally deny that they did it. Has she opened her mouth to talk about them? Has she mourned for them? Does she have a pious thought for them? She says God should touch whose heart? The heart of those who are fighting to free the land, to protect people, to make sure people live a better life. No. It is the heart of people like you, Mama, that God needs to touch. Yes, the hearts of people like you. Those are the hearts that God needs to touch. And I'm actually petitioning God today to touch your heart and the lights of you, wherever they may be, that you should turn from your evil and begin thinking of your people. Yeah, like you heard our brother Johnny Botti say, if I were a young man, because of course I was there, somewhere in Nigeria or wherever, and you tell me to come back home after what happened in Mato, you think I will? It is because of brave women who don't think like you. Brave women who have a conscience, who have a heart, that the ones who were carted in a corner were not killed. That they were released. Because of brave women, not cowards like you. Yeah. If they were cowards like you would have been blaming those children for allowing themselves to be arrested because they wasted the time of the Republic military to come and arrest them and disturb them to have time to destroy them. But those mamas, they have a heart of grace. You saw those Mama Amba singing there. Oh, Mama Amba. Mama Amba. Because they have a heart to fight for what is right. They're not cowards like you. Let's listen on.
Who will bring peace for ourselves? May as they defy the government, may we live for all citizens then. May they continue the development. We don't do one before. At the back corner, and all this smart in this packet. And the best way hear this message, it touch your heart, make it share. As for the share, and so God could be touch your heart. Because always we need understanding, peace and understanding, and togetherness. Any house we not be together, it is scatter. Make we unite, we Bamenda beginning. Make we unite to bring peace back.
Yes, I agree with her that we need to unite. At least, yeah, I agree with her that we need to unite, but not to unite to surrender. We need to unite to fight on for what we believe in, to fight on for our right, to fight on for what is ours, to fight to liberate our land, to fight to send these locusts out of our land. That is why we need to unite. Thank you, Nini Ernest. I hear you well. Now what they are doing, the noise they are making is hypocrisy. This is the textbook definition of hypocrisy. Oh yes. She said we need to unite. True. That's why I agree with her. We need to unite, but not to surrender. Because that will be the worst sin ever. Listen. When you heard Honorable Weber say with pride in Parliament that you never conquered us at war, that is the enemy of our pride. La République du Cameroon never conquered us at war. But today, La République du Cameroon wants to prove to us that they will subjugate us by conquering us at war. And that's why they are using voices like these ones to make us to surrender. Imagine when they did not conquer us at war, they treated us like subhumans. When they finally, if it ever happens, conquer us at war, can you imagine what will happen? Just try. Close your eyes a bit. Try to think about it. This is why I tell you, anytime you want to feel discouraged about this liberation movement, hurriedly close your eyes and think about what will happen if we fail. Because failure is not supposed to exist in any of our dictionaries. It doesn't have to be part of this whole business. Failure is a word we should eject from our dictionary. Because if we get there, I don't want to say, I don't even want to talk because you can imagine that for yourselves. So therefore, we have to remain strong. Let's kick her out of her remaining 22 seconds.
Build our great Bamenda. Bamenda he make u build am abeg una muna no leave am make it lost. Bamenda the ruin, Bamenda the scatter, Bamenda the dilapidate. Make we gods they no cry. Make them.
So, you see, I don't regret the time we shared together going through this message piecemeal. Because, listen, there was a time I took a lot of things for granted. Telling myself, no, our people know better. They know what is deception and they know what is fake. But experience has taught me that we don't take anything for granted. No. We must rise to the occasion. Anytime there's something like this, and edify our people, and educate our people, and let our people know that these ones are wolves coming in sheepskin. That this type, they are serpents coming to you as if they are shepherds. They don't care about you. They are not bothered about you. They are selfish. They are greedy. All what they are thinking about is that pecuniary gains they get now. They don't care about what happens to you and me and the future generation in Ambazonia. That one is not part of the mathematics as far as they are concerned. My dear people of Ambazonia, I want to thank all of you who found time to be here on this program today. I want to thank all of you who are sharing the link and who are going to continue sharing the link as much as possible. Let our people be edified. Let our people be educated. Because we need to know the truth. Once we know this truth will set us free. So you see, these are the real mamas. These are the ones who have our interests at heart. That's what they are saying. You keep calling us Mama Amba, and victimizing us, but we will remain strong. Yeah. Say, Mama Amba. Call us any kind of name, but we will remain strong. My dear people of Ambazonia, I really want to seize this unique opportunity to assure you all that I, Mba Akuro, I am personally so proud of each and every one of us. Very proud. Very, very proud of being an Ambazonian. I'm so proud of being a Southern Cameroonian. I'm so proud to be in this liberation movement. I'm so proud to be part of this history-making moment that we, in this generation, will do what it takes to set our people free. I did not talk today about the AAC. I did not talk about our fundraising tour because we are still, rectifying a few things. But trust me, we will be on course. Everything is being done. A lot of consultation is on the way to make sure at the end of the day, despite the seeming cacophony, we shall have just one conference, one people, one conference, one focus, kicking the Republic of Cameroon out of our land. To God be the glory, and thank you all for watching today.